Yeah, Dave.
Thank you.
Or if you want to, it's up to y'all.
You got the
it's not
plug
my charge. There should be a wall piece in there too. In the car.
Betty's Burger Joints.
It's either right there on the passenger seat or right there in the little, glove compartment shit right there. Cash.
Told a bitch you motherfucking right.
Welcome to the Wright Discussion. I am your host, Kenny. With me as always, my boy Keon.
Yo.
We're going to go ahead first and get into the first subject of the new look Cavs, since we never got to talk about them. So you want to go ahead with that?
I like them.
You like those moves?
I like them.
I only like Rodney Hood.
What?
I like the move for Rodney Hood.
That's not good, bro.
I like Rodney Hood. The Clarkson move is good too, because he can really be a
Larry
savage in the
Nance
East.
is going to be the X factor of this entire thing.
Possibly.
I mean, he is. He's a big man who can move.
I feel like
they
the thing
back
with
to the
him
finals.
is, I feel like it's more emotional too, just because
True,
his
but
dad played there.
In order for him to get back to the finals, he's going to have to guard Kevin Durant. I'm not saying that he can guard Kevin Durant, but
Because he can't.
Yeah, because he can't. But he got good enough feet to guard Kevin Durant, and he got size. So you're stretching out the perimeter even more, but you have to bring him out in order to guard Kevin Durant anyway, because he got the three threat. So as far as Larry Nance goes, and they got younger quick, and they got speed now. I like the Rodney Hood signing, but you kind of know what you're gonna get out of Rodney Hood. He's only 25. He has tremendous upside, but you already know what you're gonna get out of Rodney Hood. He can shoot, he can get to the rim, and he play defense. The Jordan Clarkson signing is kind of one of them situations of like, which Jordan Clarkson am I gonna get tonight? Because some nights he off.
I actually think he can be a great point guard in the East.
Jordan
I won't
Clarkson,
say great, but he can be very good.
Yeah.
He can be an all-star caliber point guard in the East.
Yeah, that's true.
In all honesty.
And
then the reason I like the George Hill trade is because George Hill already at least has played with Rodney Hood too.
So it's like
Utah. So you picked up all the right people too.
And George Hill can slick shoot. Like he has a nice jumper on him. Enough.
He just it's not consistent.
The only issue is, I think that again they're gonna run through the East like they do every year, and I think they're still gonna get a gentleman sweep in the finals. If anything, it's going 6, and it's still gonna go State way, because you can't stop their bench. I mean, they got younger fast, but you can't stop Golden State bench.
True. But I feel like the moves they made, it puts them in a good position to at least compete with their bench now.
Very true.
Because with Golden State, you know what you're already gonna get from their bench.
Yeah.
Sean Livingston actually hasn't been playing that good this year.
But you talking
Andre Iguodala is getting older.
The thing about Golden State,
David West is getting older.
Golden State isn't motivated at all during the regular season. So you're telling they're gonna turn it on when the playoffs come around. So the first round they're probably gonna sweep whatever team they playing. The second round, depending on whoever they
I actually don't think they sweep. I actually don't think they'll sweep.
Who would be the AC? I think it would be like the Pelicans. They can sweep
the AC. It would be between like Pelicans, because that's a lot of teams.
Yeah.
So it would be like between Pelicans, Utah.
But if we going off right now, it would be the Pelicans.
And I think actually Pelicans can pull off one. I feel like Anthony Davis will pull off one by himself.
They'll get a gentleman sweep against the Pelicans. That's still light work when you think about it.
Yeah.
So when they go to the second round, depending on whoever they're playing, they might go 6. And again, bro, Golden State turns it on at the end when it comes to the playoffs every year. So they're going to get to the finals, and I think the Cavs are going to have a tougher job getting back to the finals. But I still think they're going to get there anyway. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to play Golden State, and they're going to lose in maybe 5 or 6 games.
Should I give you that? Since we're speaking of playoffs, you seen how they might change the format of it?
Yeah.
Do you approve, don't approve?
I disapprove, but I know you approve. So
I approve of that.
Why do you approve of that?
I think that is truthfully just better of the top teams. Mm-hmm. Completely just throw them all in the playoffs. But I do understand that could make everything hard because it is conference.
Okay.
But the issue used to always be the West is so much better than the East. That's not the case anymore. The East actually has picked up.
The thing about it, they said they're going to make the top 8 teams out of each conference go in this format, right? So with that being said, the reason I don't like it is because of the fact of I like the idea of East versus West. I'm just like that. That's just like AFC versus NFC.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? National League versus American League. I like that format. The thing about it is that people are forgetting that 4 or 5 years ago, the Miami Heat was the dominant team in the league at the time, and could nobody stop them. And the East was stacked in 2014. So the only teams you saw back then were like the San Antonio Spurs all the time, and that's when Golden State was really coming up. True. So you can't necessarily use the same perspective within this playoff format because it's going to change every year or every decade at that.
True. It's just only thing I do see why it could be issue because if you do that, as in if you change up and don't take away conference anymore, then I mean you have to do that for everything. True. Which I feel like like now how they doing the draft for the All-Star. True. Then you would basically just say all the people who get voted in, you just draft them. Period.
See, I like that. I like
instead of doing East and West voters like how they just did the top voters in the East and the West. Then you pick from that. Yeah. Instead of just being simply top voters, period, no more conference. Because basically with this new All-Star game, you're basically not counting conference.
So look at it like this. So you can get to a potential point if when they do that, you can have 10 teams from the West and 6 teams from the East. That's such a skewed outlook. At the same time, I don't want to see Golden State or Houston in the finals playing against each other. I just don't want to.
And honestly, I feel like that's okay.
It would be fun.
I feel like with the way it is, it's a competitive sport. Mm-hmm. I feel like if you are a better team, go out there and prove it. True. Just like how nothing against any team in the East right now, but how a couple years ago it used to be a joke that you can have a losing record and still be in the playoffs in the East. True. That is an issue.
That's an issue.
Just like how right now the teams fighting for a lower spot in the West, like for an 8 seed, they could be a 5 seed in the East. True. But this is the thing, bro. I feel like with that will make it more better because then it will be more. I feel like it will be more competitive. That's the thing. It will make teams in both conferences be harder about because those interconference games. Yeah. They don't take those games seriously. They don't. Like that's fair. They don't. Like Rockets wouldn't take a game against the Spurs. I mean, wouldn't take a game against the Hawks like they would play against the Spurs. Okay. And I feel like that will make everything more competitive because then you instead of it just being simple, I can go lose to the Hawks, but still go beat the Spurs 4 times and still be safe in the West.
And I understand that point, but the only reason that they're thinking about restructuring this whole thing is because Kevin Durant is in Golden State right now. I don't even think he's going to be there for the next 2 years. I think he's probably going to do he's probably going to do 2 years, last 2 years there, and he's going to leave and probably go back to OKC. That's just my opinion.
You really think that?
I really do think that. Oh. So I'm looking at it within the perspective of like, they're only doing this because the West is so skewed right now, and they're panicking because they don't think people are going to look at these games. So I understand that.
That's what it is. So they're scared the views will be different.
Exactly. So I understand that Houston and Golden State will be a better look. It will be more fun of a matchup, but I'm just not going to be with that for the next 10 years of seeing that because you don't know what can happen. Like this whole thing could switch back to the East in the next 2 years,
which is why I think that keeps it more competitive. I feel like that truly will give every team the right to prove that you are a top team.
At least in my opinion, you're more so giving it leeway to form these super teams because at the end of the day, whatever player is going to call the other player and say, hey, come join me on this squad. We can get 3 of our friends. We can all do the same thing that Golden State did. True. So regardless of either way how you put it, the same thing can still happen. So I'm looking at it like I prefer the East versus West concept other than the best 16 teams in the league.
I give you that because you feel like that would be another way of just expanding teams to say, oh, pretty much we're about to do this super
when you
team
think about it, because you gotta look at it. Let's say LeBron goes to the Lakers, right? At the end of the year, he goes to the Lakers. Paul George goes to the Lakers. They're gonna pretty much be the second coming or the best team behind Golden State when you think about it. And they're going to be younger. And you're still going to have a skewed, a slanted Western Conference anyway because now you got LeBron who's the best player in the world and you got Kevin Durant who's the second best player in the world in the same conference going against each other in the finals. And you can't forget about Houston who's still going to make a come up.
I just feel like I do just feel like it works because with the way the league is trending now, all the young players in the league, they got potential to be stars. True. So that's why I feel like I'm not saying they don't gotta do it this year. I just don't but coming going into the next couple of years, I wouldn't see that as an issue. Like I said, because all these other teams are on the rise. Like Utah is a team that's on the rise. Milwaukee, Philly, they'll be a playoff team right now. Right now, yeah. But they're still on the rise. Yeah. As in how this year they made the playoffs be a 5 seed. I feel like if you change up the format, it puts more chips on team shoulders. That's why I just feel like it will make it more competitive. Because then instead of teams just saying I'm safe because I can still go win this game and beat these certain teams.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't have no effect on my conference. I feel like that sort of slightens the game a little.
And I feel you, bro, and that might work. But then you can say the same thing for them just limiting these superstar players going to these certain teams.
That's the thing. You can't limit that though. Because you can't make a rule saying, all right, we got to limit how many players you go after like who gets signed.
I look at it like this: Golden State won't be Golden State in the next 3 years.
No,
because you cannot sign all of them to the max.
No, none of them are.
So that whole system that they have is going to blow up in about 3 years. So if anything, maybe 3 of them will still be on the team within the next 3 years. I think Klay Thompson's gonna leave, and I think KD's gonna leave. Only people that I think gonna stay is Draymond and Steph, and they're gonna have to rebuild around
them two. Definitely are gonna stay. I can see KD staying.
And then Golden State won't be as feared as they are now in the next 3 years, and they still gonna be around. They still gonna be pretty relevant, and still young. I messed that up.
You did.
But at the same time, they won't be as dominant as people as they are now.
I do see your point.
And LeBron's gonna be pretty much out of the league, or on his way out of the league, and you have all these young guys coming up that are going to be on teams that they got drafted to anyway, and it's still going to be a even playing field in both conferences.
True. It's just I feel like if you want to see the league become more competitive all around, I feel like they should do it. I say at least do a trial period.
Yeah, I mean,
do 2 years, maybe.
We did a
3
trial
years
period
at the most, and
we did.
I think that could work. I really do think it could work.
We did some form of that with the All-Star game, and that was fine to do that with the All-Star game, but I would not do that with the playoffs.
I can see it. But going into speaking, since we started the All-Star game, going to the second half of the season, who are your front runners for MVP?
James Harden.
James Harden is he's definitely number 1 right now.
James Harden is number 1. LeBron James is my number 2.
Okay, I can see that.
And Giannis is my 3rd. And the only reason Giannis is my 3rd because of the fact that he's pretty much put Milwaukee on his back the past 2 seasons. So you cannot overlook him again. Because Jabari went out last year. He's been gone majority of this year.
Yeah, he's finally back a little bit, but he's not like he's back to his.
But he's still keeping them relevant in the Eastern Conference. Even though the East right now is a weak conference, he still got to go out there and play these games to keep them at their position that they are in the playoffs.
True.
And LeBron is changing because
my order, I got that. It's just I do got Giannis slightly ahead of LeBron. Wow. And there's nothing against LeBron because LeBron has had to carry the Cavs, but that's nothing new. And I feel like Giannis' play has kind of been a little more consistent than LeBron's. Just because I guess we were forgetting that losing streak Cleveland had. Just because they got a new team and won a couple of games. LeBron had like a triple-double one game and also a game winner. So people are forgetting that little stretch. Yeah. Giannis has been the most consistent all year too. And I feel behind James Harden, besides if he wouldn't have got hurt.
And I agree with you to that point, but at the same time, LeBron was just averaging like 32, 8, and 8 while he was on that losing streak. Now, he cannot help the fact that the team around him is not.
No. That's why I don't hold that against him. But in a sense,
you're kind of holding that against him.
No, I'm really not. I'm not trying to because it's not like Giannis and them have a better record. Okay. But it's just both because in my opinion, Giannis has still had less. Even when they was on that losing streak, I understand. I understand the Cleveland team wasn't meshing and being well together.
But they old.
They were old. But they still had a team full of all-stars who can, in my opinion, if you got a team bunch of all-stars, you can figure that out.
True.
But you got. I just feel like how all that went down in Cleveland. Yeah. I feel like that's why for me it kind of bumped LeBron down a little bit.
But even with that, you got a team of guys who were already established in the league, trying to gel together to try to win a championship. And on top of that, they were aged at the same time. So I cannot sit there and IT and LeBron was not on the same page.
Of course.
It just wasn't going to happen. I knew that it wasn't going to happen when they traded because LeBron had younger guys under him when Kyrie was there that he had to get them to a championship. Even though that was Kyrie's team in essence, LeBron still had to get them to a championship. They going to follow LeBron lead because they were younger and he had been there before. So now you got D-Wade, Jay Crowder, all of them feel like they've done something in the past 3 years when you think about it. It just wasn't going to work and they were old. Like, that was the thing, bro. Now, I will give you that point. Giannis has done more with less.
Yeah.
So,
and he,
as far as
and
that,
then especially for people getting hurt, because Chris Middleton is a big part of their team and he was hurt for a while. Yeah. Like you said, Jabari Parker. with the Bucks, you still don't know exactly what's gonna be a Thon Maker. You don't know if he's gonna be that person for y'all. So I just feel like with Giannis putting up the numbers he's putting up, and he's still really improving. That's why I wouldn't mind giving him ahead of LeBron.
And that's fair.
And the only person I also feel like he's not top 3, but he should be right there is Jimmy Butler.
He's top. He's top 5.
He should be, in my opinion, he should be 4th.
That's
Because I don't think Curry should be top 5. If I get somebody
there's
from the Warriors,
3 other people that should be in that position more than Steph Curry.
Yeah, like if I had to get somebody from the Warriors, it would be Durant, just because Durant been playing defense.
Durant is
too.
that
He's been
team.
playing defense now too. Yeah, he's that team now. But I feel like Jimmy Butler at least should get more love too, just because he took a team that, I mean, they still got the nucleus of their whole team from last year, but this one player has came in and made them a threat, kind of. Like they're a whole playoff team now.
Yeah.
You can't overlook that.
You cannot. And they were trash last year. Or they were solid. I ain't say they
Exactly.
were trash.
They was solid, but they wasn't we got them in the playoffs next year.
Yeah.
Because you still want to see what the young boys gonna do.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler has came in and changed that whole time, the whole complexion of what the team is.
That's
so he should get at least some votes in. Like
He should.
Right
He should
now,
be 4th.
Right now, in my opinion, he should be 4th. It should be like I said, my order would be Harden, Giannis, LeBron, Jimmy. Then I give KD 5th.
Okay. And so my order would be Harden, LeBron. Well, yeah, probably the same order as yours.
Real quick.
It's probably the same.
Real quick before we go. Rookie of the year.
Donovan Mitchell.
Good job. Proud of you. Rookie of the year, Donovan
You know
Mitchell.
what?
Don't switch it up now, dude.
Because I said that. You know
now.
what? I said that because of the fact that I really just thought of it off the top of my head. But I would really give it to Ben Simmons.
I don't give it to Ben Simmons.
I would give it to
I'm
Ben
sorry.
Simmons.
I've been saying this too.
Ben Simmons.
He's not a rookie.
He's averaging what?
He's not a rookie.
All right, bro. Ben Simmons is averaging 16, 7, and 7. That's close to a triple double in his rookie year.
He's not a rookie. I'm sorry. First of all.
He's averaging 16, 7.
And I love what you're doing.
7.
I love the numbers he's putting up. He's not a rookie.
He's averaging
He's
16.
not a rookie.
Donovan is averaging 19, 4, and I want to say 5. He's around there. Or it might be 6.
With less.
You sure?
Positive.
How positive are you?
Derek Favors is not a Joel Embiid. Joe Ingles is not a JJ Redick.
They only got, okay, keep going.
So, and outside of them two, who's else on the Jazz? Especially since they traded
Rudy
their
Gobert.
people. Especially since they traded their people.
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert came off an injury and he already was never an offensive
Ricky
threat.
Rubio.
Ricky Rubio is finally balling. That's one person.
Doesn't matter.
That's only, I'm saying, there's one
I
person
just
you give
named,
me.
you just only named
You
me
gave me
3
one
of-
person who's balling. Only everyone else ain't balling. Rudy Gobert came off an injury. Joe Ingles is just there. The rest of the people who was decent was traded.
The only thing I'll give you is Joel Embiid.
Joel
But I still think
Embiid.
Ben Simmons is a rookie of the year.
Joel Embiid. They got JJ Redick. Covington is actually a decent player.
All right,
the
but so is Joe
other
Ingles.
the other guy, if I'm not mistaken, what's his name? Sarek, however you pronounce that little white boy name.
So is Joe Ingles.
He can shoot.
Joe Ingles is a solid player.
They got more than what the Jazz got. And like I've been saying, Ben Simmons ain't a rookie. I'm sorry, just because you was hurt your rookie year and you playing finally, that don't make you still a rookie. I'm sorry. If LeBron got hurt on his second year and came back on his third year, people gonna say he's still on his second year? No.
Hey man,
No.
16.
There's a
7,
huge difference.
16, 7, 7. He is the LeBron of his team.
And I'm not denying the numbers. I'm just saying he's not a rookie.
He is a rookie.
He's not a rookie.
He's a rookie. He didn't play a game last year.
I'm sorry, you're not a rookie.
If you don't put any any minutes of last year's NBA season, and this is your first year playing, you are a rookie.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
Just 'cause you was hurt?
Being around the league for 1 year is a huge difference compared to somebody who's still just coming into a league.
But when you think about it,
being around the team that you're gonna be around already for 1 year, working out with this team, you already got a feel for NBA basketball.
When you think about it, you
I'm
can say
sorry,
the
I
same
did-
thing. You can say the same thing for pretty much all rookies or all players that are gonna be one and done in college basketball. They've been around the league. They probably not supposed to report it. They've been around the league.
No.
So you can almost say that.
Big difference compared to actually, I'm already.
Bro, he
with
didn't
this-
play a minute.
There's a big difference from being already with this one organization for a full year, knowing the players I'm gonna work with, working out with these players, and in all honesty, he could have came back last year too.
He didn't play a minute.
I'm not tripping on that.
He didn't play a
He
minute.
could have came back last year.
He's averaging 16, 7, and 7. And he's going to take over the league.
Now, if you want to give, I'll give him his credit. I feel like he could have been an all-star. I'll give him his credit. He could have been an all-star this year.
So why are you giving
But
him
I'm
all-star
not giving-
credentials, but you're not giving him rookie of the year?
Because I don't think, like I just said, I don't think he's a rookie. I personally don't believe he's a rookie.
Ben Simmons, rookie of the year.
Just like Joel Embiid. I don't think he was a rookie when people consider him a rookie.
He didn't play a minute.
I don't think that. In my opinion, I'm sorry, that doesn't matter to me.
You just didn't trust the process.
No, it's not nothing about the trusting the
That's what
process.
you did.
I always thought he was decent. I just say he got to get healthy.
All right.
I always thought he was fine. He just couldn't stay healthy. Once he get them limit restrictions off too, then I'll really consider him foul.
I got Ben Simmons because he's averaging 16, 7, 7.
I love how you reneged on your first time.
I did.
I love how you
I had to
reneged
think
on your
about
first
it. I had to think about it, and then I had to do the numbers. And Ben Simmons got better numbers.
I'm not denying the number. He do got
So
better
he's
numbers.
rookie of the year.
But for Donovan Mitchell to be a real true rookie, doing the numbers he's doing with, especially a team
And
that
if
he
you want
has
to make
now,
an argument, you can sit there and say that Philly pretty much doing that with 2 rookies.
No.
I feel like throwing it out there. I don't know.
Was you gonna count Joel Embiid?
Yeah, I was.
No, you tried it. I can't believe you. Anything else you want to say? That other blasphemy you want to throw out there?
I'm straight.
Real quick, Jason, I seen your face too. You must got Ben Simmons too as rookie of the year.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Real quick, Trap, you want to put input? You
All right, he's out. Patriots lost Super Bowl.
He don't care.
It's fine.
True. Oh, we never talked about that either.
Yeah, we didn't know about that.
Cool. Next season is cool, true. They don't keep up with basketball. Thanks for tuning in once again to the Wright Discussion. I am your host as always. With me as always, my boy Keon. Thanks for tuning in.